Hey y'all, I've decided to put another round of the points on this Afghan. See, I've got one started. So, my Kaleidoscope, I've got another one started up here. So, we'll see how it goes. I hope this works up all right. It's been coming out real good square. It hasn't been wonky or anything like that. I hope it keeps it up. Because the way I'm doing this is I'm not chaining one in between the groups of three. Well, get back on the hook there. Finish that group up right there. Now see, I'm not going to chain one. I'm just going to go right on into the next hole and do my next group. And I figured out a way to do this Kaleidoscope blanket without chaining one in between the clusters. I'm thinking about doing a tutorial on it, if I can explain it well. Plus, I need to find a way to set up my phone where y'all can see what I'm doing good. And so far, I haven't really found a way to do that. I don't mind doing this pattern. I kind of like doing these points. It's interesting enough. It's not just real tedious. It's a little bit of a change. Yeah, as you can see out our window, yeah, the sun's going down. It'll be dusk here real soon. Oh, we had big storms that came up from the southwest, southwest, and moved up right up to Fort Stockton, the city limit, right up to the city limits, and the clouds went around it like that. Like there's the town, and here come the clouds. They go and go on. They miss us every time. Ain't that something? Well, we did get 4 or 5 minutes of a sprinkle. It was a nice sprinkle. It was a good sprinkle. Wasn't heavy enough to call rain, but it was a good sprinkle for about 4 or 5 minutes. And of course, then it went on. And when I looked on the radar, and there was huge, bad-looking storms, huge. I'm talking storms that were just miles and miles and miles and miles and miles big around, big old storms coming right at us, circled around us and went on. But we did have some tornadoes around town. Now, I don't know if there was any damage done anywhere, but there was one for sure south of here. Not very far either. Just south of here. Maybe one or two, a couple of miles, about 2 miles from here. Where the, what's the name of those ranchettes out there? You go down Sanderson Highway south, and just 2 miles down there. 2 miles south on Sanderson Highway, and there's that neighborhood. I don't remember what it's called, but anyway. And there's people that lives there. There's some people out there have horses, and they have goats and stuff like that out there. I hope those animals didn't get hurt. There's a lot of trailer houses out there. I hope people's trailer houses didn't get wrecked. But you know what? For some reason, the town's tornado alarm did not go off. So unless somebody was outside where they could see around, you wouldn't know there was a tornado coming because they didn't sound the alarm. They need to do that. We'll probably have discussions about it on Facebook. Yeah, I'm sure there's people that wants to know. So it was a good heavy rainfall and all that, just south of here. Just south of here. It might have rained in that neighborhood out there, I don't know. But, you know, part of it went around one way, part of it went around the other way. And looked on the mirror when it all got past us, it was all grouped back into one huge blob. And that blob was headed towards McCamey, Texas. That's where it was headed. It was headed for Interstate 10 and McCamey, Texas, that direction, like a east-northeast direction. So, well, I have a local news app on my phone, so I'll look at it here after a while and see if there's anything. See? I've been feeling tired all day, tired and lazy, and it just yucky feeling. Just that old yucky feeling, I don't know why. Y'all know what I mean? I hate it. I hate having days like that. I just feel that. So I picked this up just a few minutes ago and I'm already feeling better. Good old crochet. Now I'm going to skip 2 and go into that one there, the third one, and make a single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 2, and because I skipped 2 right here, I'm only going to skip 1 over here, and then make a single crochet in that next one. Now we turn it around. Now, we've already got this chain 2 here. It counts as 1 double. So I'm going to do 2 more doubles right here in this same single crochet. Well, you see? Now, I'm just going to go into each one of these each one of them holes there into my groups of 3. Climbing up the side of the mountain now. Looky here. Climbing up the side of the mountain. See? Yeah, it's starting to get darkish out there. I'm going to have to go close the curtains. Well, I ain't got nothing to talk about. I guess that's about it. I guess I might as well cut the video off. But I can't stop crocheting. Well, getting my disability on 2 days from now, on the 3rd. So I'm going to go grocery shopping and get a few things like that. I'm going to go ahead and get Mila another sack of that dog feed. I want her to be healthy. You sure don't get much for your money, but the ingredients are supposed to be real good quality. But even so, it's not very much. We can't win. Not in this world. We'll win in the world to come, but not this one. You know, don't expect anything good to ever happen to you, and you'll never be disappointed. You know what I mean? How can you be disappointed if you're not expecting something good? See, if you was expecting something good and it didn't happen, well, then you'd be disappointed. I miss my dad. I wish my dad was here so I could watch the westerns with him again. Western shows. I talked to my friend last night that's in the nursing home. She lives in Central Texas, so we talk on the phone. Okay, I chain 2. I skip 2 there, so I'll skip 1 here. Go in there, make your single crochet. Pull out some more. Get in there. Okay. So now we turn back around, and we put our 2 doubles in here. So that chain 2 counts as a double crochet. So I got 3 of them in there. I go into this next one. Come on now. Just keep on going. We're going up the hill now. We're traversing up the hill. Coming up to the top. Now I'm at the top, very top, chain 2 and 3 more in the same space. And this makes our corner. And then just proceed on down the side of the hill. You can ride down in a sled, or you can just grab a piece of cardboard, put it under your butt, and slide down on that. It'd be kind of nice to make an Afghan that's got these white peaks on it, like you could consider it like a mountain, snow-covered mountain, and put greens in it for the pine trees. You'll kind of figure out how to do that where it look like, kind of like at least pine trees or something like it, some kind of trees, snow-covered. You know, give it the kind of look, and I'm already getting an idea for that. Oh, they wouldn't be as small as I was wanting them to be. But anyway, I'm going to ask y'all something. I'm going to ask y'all a question. And I'm real interested in hearing from you about it, if the answer is yes. And I mean it. And I mean it. I want y'all to answer me. If the answer is yes, I want you to tell me about it in the comments. Let me get over there and close them curtains right quick, and then I'll tell you what the question is. It's dark enough people can see. Try to get my shoes on. Closed up good. Nobody looking in over there. There. Okay. Now, see if I can get over here now. I have a hankering. I got a hankering to drink a root beer. I might go get a cup of ice and pour some root beer in there. I'll do that here in a little while. I want to get back at this now. I heard something in there. I thought I heard something in there. But maybe it was the birds, I don't know. Okay, what I was wanting to show y'all and then ask you, let's see if I can find that other one. I've got another one over here somewhere. Is that it? No. Well, it's an example. Oh, dang. Tried to fall out. Okay. The question I want to ask y'all is, do y'all have any kind of a notebook or something that you write down ideas, creative ideas in? I have this thick notebook, and I write down all kinds of creative ideas in it. There's tons of crochet in here. There's crochet patterns and ideas for things. It's, you see, like that there. And what I've been doing is most of the time I only write on the front of the page so it won't look yucky. See, here's a recipe for a hat. And I've got all kind of things wrote down in here for ideas, like a tissue cover box. Just ideas I was messing around with. And I did this piano tissue cover box. I designed a piano cover, tissue box cover, and I made it. I'll show it to y'all later on. Maybe tomorrow or sometime I'll get it out and show it to you. I made a cat, crocheted a cat and put on the box too, and I put a yellow rose on it too. I'll show it to you. Let's see, what's this? Piano. Can y'all see it? Piano. But I'll show it to you. I might make one and do a tutorial. I'll think about it. I'll look at it and see. I just got all kinds of stuff on here, like, you know, ideas. things. I got a bunch of hat things and a bunch of stuff, square patterns wrote down back here, and just a lot of stuff like that. Recipe for a poncho. Now, where's that? I had it on another page, but that's okay. It don't need to be on another page. But see, that's what I do. If I get an idea, I'll write it down real quick. Because if I don't, I'll forget it. Oh yeah, here's where I was at. Just whatever stuff. Let's see. I drew a goofy picture on there. I don't know why I drew that. I don't know what I was thinking of. But you get the idea. What's that? Oh yeah. This here, I was trying to get ideas for fruit-shaped small blankets, like you could put on you if you're laying on the couch or sitting in a chair watching TV, small blankies like that. And, I don't know. I may or may not do anything like that. I don't know. And then here's this little book. I just grab whatever's available and start writing whatever I need to write. See, I did a diagram of a crocheted leaf there. A rose pattern. Wrote down glove sizes. So whenever I'm going to make a glove, I can be sure and get the sizing right on it. And something I was messing around with there. And something I did a while back. There, I still got a lot of pages in here. So, there's a crochet pattern for something, I don't know what. I have no idea what that's for. Huh. You get this page to turn. I got these color combinations wrote down. I don't know where I got them or why I wrote them down. Okay, here's a color combo. Turquoise and lavender and white. That sounds pretty. Turquoise, lavender, and white. Okay. Pale yellow, orchid, lavender, and pale blue, and dark brown. Okay, here's teal, light teal, pale blue, orchid, lavender, and dark charcoal that's almost black, but not white. And you put that charcoal, dark charcoal with teal, 2 shades of teal, pale blue, orchid, lavender, and almost black. I don't know if I'd like that or not. The teals. I like the teals. And the light blue, but what after that, I don't know. Pink, pale blue, light mint, pale mint, deep claret. Come on now. Okay. Okay, I have gold. Picture these colors, and I'll picture them before your eyes. Gold, slate blue, olive, red, brown, and black. Huh. Those are colors you might see in the library. I don't know. All right, now here's this. Pale gold, medium gold, dark brown, aqua blue. That might be all right for something. But you know, just little ideas, my idea booklets. And you know, them famous people like Leonardo da Vinci and them guys, they kept journals or their notebooks where they just wrote down their ideas and whatever. They weren't trying to write a masterpiece, they were scribbling down their ideas. And that's what a lot of us do. So you can have that info when you want to go back to it, you've got it. And sometimes I'll grab one of these pads and write stuff on it, scribble. There's a hen pattern for a stuffed hen doll. I think I'm going to make that pretty soon. If I can get myself unlazy enough to actually do it. I think it would be so cute, super duper cute. I mean, darling. And they'll be the kind of dolls that you just make stuff to, you know, cloth dolls. It'll sit down. I want to make it to where it'll sit down. So this doll, I'm going to have to try to refrain myself from overstuffing it because I have a strong tendency to pack the polyester stuffing in there pretty snug because I don't want it to have any, you know, dips in it or anything. I want it to all be solid, you know. So I overstuff some things. But I'm going to have to be careful with this. So I can make that Henny Penny. She'll have her wings, 2 wings, and I'll make her a skirt and put her a skirt on. The skirt will be attached to her body and just make the whole body like that. And then, so, let me get my pen. Okay. We're going to sew the legs. Well, here, let me make these sew lines so you can see. This is where we will sew across the legs. And that way they'll bend, make chicken sit down, see, like make her sit down like that, because it'll be sewed right across there, so it'll bend. And she'll have her cute footsies and leggies. Oh, it's going to be so cute. I can't wait. I'm going to have to get my lazy self in gear. I'll have to draw this pattern up to a big enough size too. I'll have to freehand that. I hope I can do it good enough. I'm going to try, because it'd be well worth it to make a chicken doll. Oh, it'd be so cute. And there's no reason why not. If something like that makes you happy, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay. See, I got scribblings and stuff in here. Put that up. And a notebook like this is a good size to carry in your purse. So when you're away from home and you get an idea or whatever, you can write it down. Well, here's the front of it. It's got dolphins on it. I got this from Dollar Tree. Dollar Trip. Light gets in my eyes. Okay. I'm thirsty. I'm going to try to pause the video and go get me some of that root beer, and then I'll be back. Now, if this thing accidentally goes off while I'm in the kitchen, I'll just, we'll just consider it the end of the video. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to try to pause it. No, I got to I almost touched the wrong thing. Okay, it worked. The pause worked. Okay, go get me a thing of Daffy Duck. This is a retro cup, very retro, and I got it from a thrift store in Alpine, Texas. That's where I got it. I always liked Daffy Duck. The Daffy Duck character, he always had some kind of a hardship to deal with. It. He'd be griping all the time, and bad stuff would happen to him. He'd try to. It's just funny. It's just funny. But somehow I had identified with his character. Some part of me identified. Maybe it's I think the part where he was just mad at everybody and everything all the time. Because that's how I was. I used to be mad at everybody and everything constantly, 24/7. By the time I had become, let's see, we went through a lot of frustrations, kids growing up. We went through a lot of frustrations. And, I'm sure there's some frustration, anger already there from all that. But I didn't really feel like mad about it all the time. Mad, everybody everything until, let me see if I can remember. I think it started when I was around, I think I almost remembered something. I was a teenager. I think it started when I was somewhere between 16, 17 years old. I think I guess that's when anger started coming up to the surface. So, years of anger and frustration. But anyway, that's how I used to be. What was I talking about? What does that have to do with people getting mad? What was I talking about? Oh, gosh. You know, one of these days, maybe I'll do one of those live chats, a live YouTube chats. I've never done anything like that before. I've never participated in anything like that before. So, I got to make sure that's what I want to do. And I'll be able to, not just go blank, like I am right now. Can't remember what we was talking about. Wasn't we talking about food? Seemed like we was talking about food. What was it? I don't know. You want to see something? This is the road map. This is the road map to old lady legs. I'm going to show you. And how many of y'all have old lady legs like that? Look at that. Can you see it? You see that there? See that there? I don't know if you can see it good or not. Them busted capillaries on the insides of my ankles. Busted capillaries. It looks like there's some, it's starting to look kind of like, might be varicose veins. I hope not, or maybe the skin's just thin right there. Dang. That looks like it's some busted capillaries. And that's same thing as varicose veins. It's just tiny, tiny veins that are varicose now. I've got some right up here on my ankle, above that. Huh. There's some right there on the inside of my knee. I've got busted capillaries on inside of this leg over here. It's all part of getting old. I remember when I was a little kid, I was fascinated by old people, real old people. Didn't see any very often, but real old people. Like people in their 80s and 90s, have them broken capillaries and varicose veins and stuff. And I'd look at that and I'd be fascinated. I had no idea why they had that. in their leg. No idea what it was. I didn't ask anybody. I just stared at it, trying to figure it out. Things like that, you know. I'd stare at old people, stare at their wrinkles and their sagging skin, and just in fascination, curious fascination, you know, because I was a little kid. I'm sure all kids do that, though. Sure they do, because they're curious about the world around them. Well, let's see, tomorrow will be the 2nd, and the 3rd will be after tomorrow. I might wait until the 4th to go do that shopping, because on the 3rd there's going to be a million other people getting their checks for whatever and going shopping. The 3rd of the month, people get all kind of checks. And then they go shopping and the stores are crowded. I don't like that. I don't like that. Nobody does, you know. But I'll just wait till the 4th. That'd be best. That way I won't have to worry about it. Yeah. I got that picture of my daughter on the wall over there, and it looks like she's looking right at me. Kelly Jean. There she is. God. God. She's like a queen. That's the best way I know how to describe her. She's like a queen in so many ways. I don't think she thinks enough of herself. Well, she's a queen. And I don't say that lightly. She's such a good person, a good mother, a good daughter, a good everything. I'm proud of her. I'm glad for her. You know, God, I feel unworthy. I feel unworthy. I just feel like some dirty old rag has been left laying outside for weeks and weeks and weeks. Months and months and months. Some old rag. You know, it would be fun. I thought of this the other day. I think it would be so fun to go with a couple other friends and go around and explore abandoned houses. And whenever we go into one, we could look around first and then do it, or we could do it and then look around. Either way, it wouldn't matter. We'd go into an old house and just sing some kind of an uplifting song inside that house, because it's been sitting there empty for dozens and dozens of years. And that house is lonesome, so you sing a song, and you're doing it in remembrance of the other people who lived there, however many generations, and you don't have to know who lived there. You just singing a song. And those vibrations of the song and the tune and the words go into the woodwork of that house, you see. Do you reckon? I've always heard stuff like that, but I think that's just our human imagination. I don't know if the woodwork in a house absorbs anything from the people or not. I just would not know, and I'm not gonna. I just don't need to go into a big speculation about it, and just. It's just something you just need to let go. Let go of it. But I would love to go explore some old houses with a couple of friends. I'm getting where I can't walk very far at all, but I'd go as far as I could. I sure would. Take my phone and record. Shoot, yeah. Because you never know what you might see in there. And the hominess of those old houses, of the old-timey look, homey. And you know what gives it that homey feel is it don't have to be old. You know, you can make a replica of that house, brand spanking new from brand spanking new wood took from the trees. And build your own house. And I forgot what else I was going to say. It was a neato idea, and I wanted to share it with y'all. Now, sometimes things slip my mind so fast, I don't even have time to grab a pen and a piece of paper and write it down. Don't. Noppity plumpity plump. You know, I had an experience when I think I was in the first grade at school. It was in Tatum, New Mexico. It was probably around 1960. 1967 or 68, one of those. Might have been closer to 1967, I think. Yeah, I think I was in the first grade. That was in Tatum, New Mexico. Of course, we got recess, you know, being in elementary school. It was a red brick school building. And they had a big old recess yard out, the big old recess. with several different kind of slides and teeter-totters and merry-go-rounds and monkey bars and all kinds of stuff, man. It was great. We loved recess. Oh, we loved it. And, there was this little girl, this other little girl, she was new to the school, and she was a black girl. And her parents had just moved to town, I guess, because they had just enrolled her. And we was over there playing on the monkey bars, and I was curious. I had never seen a black person before. And, we'd just been talking and climbing around like kids do, and I thought everything was just fine. And, of course, I was a little kid, and I was curious. And so I took her hand, and I looked at it. And I noticed she was, and I said to her, I said, your hand looks the same as mine on this side, but on that side it don't. And she took it wrong. I didn't mean a dadgum thing by it. I was just real curious because I had never seen a black person before. I certainly had never been around one. And I was real curious. And she didn't say nothing. She got down from the monkey bars and she ran over somewhere. I thought, well, I didn't know. And then here she come a minute later, her and recess teacher. And the recess teacher told me, he said, you need to apologize. You apologize to her. I remember her name now, ain't that weird? That little girl's name. You apologize for calling her a, And I said, I didn't call her that. All I said was her hand is different from mine on one side. And that teacher said, you called her a... No, I didn't. She said, could you apologize to her or you're going to get a paddling. So I apologized to her even though I didn't do anything intentional. And you know what? That was a sad moment in my life. Because you know what? At that stage in my life, I didn't know what racism was. I always knew people was people, but I didn't know what racism was. I was just a little bitty kid. And at that moment, something real sad happened to me inside, like a sinking down. And what it was is I learned, the lesson that I learned from that was that you can't trust black people because they'll misunderstand you and get mad at you. And you can't be friends with them because they're mad at you. For some reason. They take things too dang personal that are not meant to be personal. You know, part of I think of becoming more mature is when we can finally start realizing that we don't have to take everything personal. And oftentimes, most often in fact, there's no reason to take things personal. Because most of the time people are talking to you decent and just normal. We have to be careful about what we decide to take personal or get. I'm guilty of the same doggone thing. Same doggone thing. I do that sometimes. I get all huffy. Now you let me tell you. See, we all do it. Say, we all do it sometimes, hopefully not very often. Hopefully. But I wonder where she is now, what's become of her. She would be my age, 63. I wonder where she is. I'd be interested in knowing. And there was a red-haired girl I was friends with. Her name was Gaynor. Something Gaynor. Her last name was Gaynor. Like Gainor. Gaynor. And there was another girl I was friends with. Wasn't, super friends with this girl. She was all right, but she wasn't very fun-loving. She was real serious all the time. And, for a little kid, real serious. Her name was Townsend. 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 I'm not sure if I remember her name. I think I spent the night with her one time. And Gaynor. I think I spent the night with that Gaynor girl one time. And I spent the night with some girl named Frida. And if I remember correctly, she had a lot of freckles. She was fair complected and had a lot of freckles. I think she had blue eyes. She had a kind of between a red and a gold, light red and light, gold colored hair. And it was naturally real curly. I had never seen anybody with natural curly hair like that before. It was fascinating. Oh, there was another girl I was friends with too. Her name was Leslie D4. And you spell it Defour. D4. That's how she pronounced it too. Her name was Leslie. And they had a couple of horses. And one time I went riding with her on the horses. We didn't go real far, but, You know how kids are. I enjoyed that so much. I thought that was so neato. And I thought, well, just because she had invited me over to ride once, that meant there was an open invitation from then on, Yeah, that's how I thought as a kid, Once that invitation is given, you're a part of the family. So, one Saturday, I took off out our front door to cross town, Leslie's house. And sure enough, she was on a horse. I said, I want to go riding. And I didn't get to go because my parents must have woke up and then finally realized I wasn't anywhere around the house. And they might have called around and to ask people, have you seen our kids, you know. And Tatum is such a tiny little town, you could easily know every individual person that lives there. And so her dad, I think it was, her dad was out there, and he said, you have to go home. You can't come riding with Leslie today. And he said, your daddy called you and said for you to get back home. So I had to go back home. Yeah, I remember my brothers would take their toy cars and trucks outside, and they'd take the garden hoe and make roads in the dirt. Make roads everywhere. And it was easy to do because, you know, out there around Tatum, New Mexico, there ain't no grass or nothing out there. It's just plain dirt, dried up dirt out there everywhere. And it's flat, real flat. So you just take it and just scoop you out some roads all wherever you want them. No problem. So that's what they would do. It's like I dreamed that I was able to talk to my mom, and I was telling her something or asking her a question about something. That's freaky. God, it's such a sad, lonesome feeling of my mom being gone. I don't know how much she would miss me, but I miss her. Yeah, I miss my mom, my dad. Well, I can't think of any more stories. And this video's getting long. Oh yeah, it's over an hour now. I'm gonna cut it off now. So, yeah, y'all tell me if you have a notebook or something where you write down your ideas and in it, you know. You should tell me how long have you been doing that, and do you have a whole bunch of those notebooks, or things like that. I think that's my only one I have that I can think of. I think that's the only one I have right there. Now, if I have another one, it would be one of them thin spiral notebooks. I liked those at school. I always liked getting new school supplies. There's something about fresh, new school supplies and office supplies and papers and pens and pencils and all that stuff, and in folders you can put loose papers in, and all fresh and new. I always liked that. And I loved it when I first went to school there in Tatum, New Mexico. I loved school there. I loved it. The teachers were great. The kids were all great. Everybody you met was great. Such peaceful, kind-hearted people. And just real kind-hearted, real nice. Now, those people there, And the people in West Virginia are some of the nicest people I ever met. I'm sure the people in West Virginia are real nice people. They're good people. Yeah, I was very impressed by all the people I met there, and Audrey and Mr. Lanfried. If you happen to listen to this, I want you to know I was glad to meet y'all. And I think West Virginia's a wonderful place. But you know, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I do not know. I don't know if we would ever move from here or not. Paul knows so many people around here, and he's known them for so many years. You know, he's pretty much grounded here. And anyway, there was that question. Wasn't there another question? Now, y'all got to help me remember things, y'all. I can't remember it all myself. Now, y'all got to help me. Now, I mean it. You're my subscribers, so you're in on this with me. So you got to help me. What you think about that? I don't know how much time we have left in this world. I don't think it's much. We don't have much left. I don't think we do. I feel the urgency. I've been feeling it in my spirit. Here lately, I just feel the urgency. Draw close to the Lord Jesus. And any of you that haven't done that yet, call out to Him now. Call out to the Lord Jesus now and ask Him to reveal it to your heart what the truth is, and so you can believe and get saved. You have to repent, which means to change your mind about your own ways and about, your sins. And you turn to the Lord Jesus, because He's the only way you can have your sins forgiven. So you turn to Him and say, I believe, Lord, forgive me. And if you really mean it, and you really want the true God in your life, and you want to get to know Him personally, have Him in your life every day, part of your life, then if you're sincere about that and you ask Him to, He will, just like that. He did it for me and billions of others. Now, that don't mean we become perfect, but we try to do the best we can. And when we do sin, we apologize to God and ask His forgiveness. And I just keep asking God, help me do better, help me do better. And I feel like the time is coming pretty soon. And we're going to be gone from here. The Lord is going to sound that trumpet For the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet him in the air. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Graveyards are going to have a lot of empty graves. And no matter how old a person's grave is, or even if they never even got buried, it don't matter. God's able to just instantly pull everybody's atoms back together, their atoms or cells and all that back together. There you are, a whole person again, brand new body, minus the sin nature. Sin nature's not there at all. We're set free from that. We're set free. That's how it is in heaven. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. Eye has not seen, nor ear has heard the things that God has for those that love Him. Well, yeah, you can't even imagine. You can't imagine at all what heaven, how wonderful heaven is, and I can't either. If all it was beautiful countrysides with animals, here and there, that'd be great for me. But I'm sure it's probably going to be a lot. More than I can just even start to think of. Dang, I miss my family so much. I miss my family so much. I want to be with them. I want us all together in perfection and peace and harmony. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to end this video off now. It is 1 hour and 18 minutes. It might take 2 days to get it uploaded. So I better just get on after it. And I'll talk to y'all later. Good night, y'all. Answer my questions. Answer.